can't believe it's been 10 years that the Child and Family Advocates of Cuyahoga County and the CASA program have been in this county and this court. That's outstanding. I really can't emphasize how much effort and how many struggles of various kinds went into finally getting the CASA program up and running, but it was all worth it. The program has been a huge success. Signing up to be a CASA volunteer is a tremendous act of service. To be blunt, it is a tremendous act of love. A CASA volunteer is undertaking a selfless act of charity to improve the lives of abused and neglected children. CASA volunteers give their time and their attention to those children and family who most need it, but can offer nothing in return. CASA volunteers take risks. Heartbreak is always a distinct possibility. It is highly likely that your efforts will not seem to be or not be appreciated. But I am here to tell you that your time and efforts are very much appreciated. The quality of the court's decisions are better because you are here and because of the writing you do. The children and their parents are better because of your attention.
They put so much effort into working with these children and ensuring that they are advocating for their lives, their families' lives, and the very best outcome possible. Over the time that CASA of Cuyahoga County has been in existence, we have recruited and trained over 250 CASA volunteers. We have served almost 1,000 individual child cases and put in over 31,000 hours of child advocacy.
In 1872, an 8-year-old little girl named Mary Ellen Wilson was a victim of child abuse, whose case led to the establishment of the New York child welfare system, the first child welfare system in the world. Etta Angel Wheeler was a community member who investigated Mary Ellen's situation and made a report on her own initiative to the court to help the judge decide what would be in the best interest of Mary Ellen. Therefore, Etta was the very first child advocate that we recognize. In 1976, a Seattle judge went to members of his community to formally request that they repeat the process that Etta started, and that's when CASA was born. There are 939 CASA programs in 49 states, 80,000 advocates serving over 200,000 children a year. 10 years ago, many people made it possible to establish the Cuyahoga County here in this community. I was fortunate to be a part of that, and it would take forever to mention all the people that had a piece of that, including many of you that are here in this room today. Currently, I'm proud to report that we have 48 programs serving kids in 61 counties, and because of the 3 metros and the other large counties, if we had a full stable of volunteers, that would reach over 85% of the state's children. One of my favorite books talking about the benefits of CASA is a collection of stories from young children and young adults now who had the advantage of a CASA volunteer in their lives. And one young lady writes, "To give a child a CASA is to give them a voice. To give them a voice is to give them hope. And to give them hope is to give them the world." I believe that with all my heart, and I thank you for the children in Cuyahoga County.
We're going to go into now a few awards and recognition. I'm going to start with any original members of the steering committee that are here. These are some of the folks that kicked us off all the way back in 2015 and helped CASA get started. So thank you for those efforts. Next, I'd like to recognize anybody here that's on the board right now with many wonderful members that are helping us with our organizational development, fundraising, all the things we need to continue to be successful. So a big thank you to the board members. Next, I want to recognize my staff. Staff members, can you put your hand up? They're really in the trenches every day, running the CASA program and all the day-to-day operations. They do a terrific job. So staff, thank you for your efforts. One of the people we want to recognize this year is our founding board president, Steve Wolken. We had planned this event almost a year ago and had planned to recognize Steve at that time. And unfortunately, we lost Steve this year. So I was very sad to get that news. But we decided to carry on and give this award posthumously to Steve. And to accept it on his behalf is his daughter, Lindsay. Steve was a Cleveland area private custody and family law attorney practicing at the juvenile court when he was tapped to be part of the court-appointed special advocate volunteer steering committee in 2015. He was wonderful to work for and work with. And he was a special guy, smart, and always gave 110% to the kids. That's part of his legacy.
I often think that in these times we need more people like Steve and organizations like CASA that offer care, support, and compassion to those who need it most. I know this award would have meant a great deal to him, and I thank you for inviting me to accept it on his behalf. Thank you, everybody.
Now we're going to move on to our CASA award. It's tough to think about recognizing a CASA volunteer because we have a pool of almost 100, and all of them do amazing work. So we have an award today for Kathleen Griffin. She completed her pre-service training in the summer of 2016. It's our pleasure to recognize Kathleen as one of our longest-serving CASA volunteers and to present her with the CASA Veteran Award.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's just been a remarkable nearly decade that I've spent as a CASA volunteer. CASA really has become the defining model for what child advocacy can be. And it's rooted, of course, in the conviction that every child deserves a consistent advocate, someone who shows up, someone who listens, someone who learns, someone who acts. And that's, of course, what brings us together today. And when we think of CASA, we often think first of the CASAs, the volunteers, the thousands across Ohio and across the nation that generously commit their time, energy, and compassion to walking alongside children in the foster care system, who are the voices, the faces sometimes in the courtrooms, in schools, in homes, speaking up on behalf of the children. This is challenging work, but I'm so grateful for the staff that plays multiple roles for me. Sometimes they give me a nudge. Sometimes they just give me encouragement that it's okay. I'm really grateful for the work that they're doing here. I'm grateful for all of you for the work that you're doing, and of course to the staff that are in the trenches with us, helping us and supporting us.
We need more volunteers, so help us find volunteers, help us find donors, help us work our way more and more into acceptance in the community. And if the next 10 years are as good and powerful in growth as the last 10 years, we will have done really well, but it will only be with your help.
I just wanted to thank all of you for all of your work, the volunteers, the staff, Ohio CASA, Tricia. This is really hard work, as the dean talked about. So I would just say with every opportunity, every encounter, that you talk about it. And just, a person you pass by, just say, have you ever heard of CASA? And talk to them about the work you do, because they really don't know.